How could you know what you'd unleashed? Do you really believe this thing will thank you for its monstrous birth? God help your loved ones.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, welcome. My name is Mike, and today we are watching Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You guys actually recommended this to me for being as close to the book as possible, because I was wanting to know, since there are so many different versions of Frankenstein, what is the actual closest that we can get to the actual version of Frankenstein, since so many people have done their own version of Frankenstein. So what is the closest that we got to that? And you guys kind of came through. You guys did come through. With that, and you guys said we need to check out Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So that's what we're going to do today. So this was recommended by you guys. So let's just go ahead and get into it.
I busied myself to think of a story which would speak to the mysterious fears of our nature and awaken thrilling horror.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The Arctic Sea, 1794.
Tell the captain we've got to take in the topsail! She's going to rip!
It sounds like it already has ripped.
Captain! We've hit the ice! We've hit the ice! Iceberg ahead!
Well, if you hit the ice, then how is there an iceberg ahead? It's gonna be a Titanic situation. Man overboard. He's gonna.
Hold on!
Well, I was gonna say it's gonna be squished, but he actually went under the ice. So there's no way to save him now.
Get your backs into it, man!
We're gonna chop our way to the North Pole if we have to.
Then you run the risk of mutiny, Captain.
What reasons would they have to fix the ship or die? He does have a point, I think.
What the hell is that?
That would be a good question. He just looks like another wandering traveler.
Get the dogs!
Sounds like Frankenstein's was. He was right about one thing. The dogs are dead.
I have spent 6 years planning this, my entire fortune. I will not be stopped by you or some phantom.
You share my madness.
There is a passage to the North Pole, and I will find it.
The cost of your own life, the lives of your crew.
Lives come and go.
Life comes in coal. That's an interesting way to put it, though. Lives come in coal. I'm guessing just because coal is vast and there's a large supply of it.
This is Elizabeth. She's coming to live with us.
She's lost both her mother and father to the scarlet fever.
You must think of her as your own sister. You must look after her and be kind to her.
That's always fascinating to me. With a finger through the flame.
How is the imminent arrival?
Oh, a little frisky today. All these strange and ancient books. You'll be an even greater doctor than your father. Life shouldn't be all study. There's such fun to be had.
Depends on how you look at it. You know, studying different subjects could actually help you in life. For example, dancing, which is what they're doing right now. You can read all the books in the world, but until you actually get out there and do it, she does have a point in that you actually need to do something like this.
Madam, sorry.
She'll be all right. Father's the finest doctor in Geneva.
Yeah, something tells me that you're kind of wrong about that. She died.
Bring her back. No, please.
Well, the baby survived. 3 years later. Dies kind of like with her arm back behind her head. Just kind of interesting.
No one need ever die.
Unfortunately, everyone dies eventually.
It's energy. It never disappears, it merely changes form. It's possible to convert this candle wax into the convulsions of a mechanical dog.
Oh, what's this?
It's just running down the electric eels.
Don't do that! Don't give me that!
After all, we should be grateful to Victor for abandoning his experiments for one afternoon.
Well, who says I have?
Science is all around us, actually, so in a certain way, type of way, he's not.
We must take cover. A tree!
No, this is the wrong thing to do. It's potentially a much larger conductor than we are.
We must take cover. We must find a tree.
I hope you know what you're doing.
That's kind of cool.
So, how do you feel, Elizabeth?
Alive!
Want to say static shock.
My dear son, Victor, leaves me to pursue what I'm sure will be an illustrious career in a profession that I myself am not altogether unassociated with. My one regret is that his mother is not here to share the pride which our son fills me with tonight. In it, she has written, "This is the journal of Victor Frankenstein. The rest of the leaves are blank. To be filled with the deeds of a noble life."
So he had an extra journal laying around. That old guy in the beginning, basically, they're the same person. This is just a younger version of Victor at the moment. Yeah, we did jump back in time because it was 1794, and basically while they were growing up, it was 1773.
Our dear brothers and sisters say goodbye.
Perhaps they never have to.
Maybe some Habsburgs going on.
Wife.
Yes.
Then come with me to Ingolstadt. Marry me now.
Victor, no. I want more than anything else in the world to be your wife. But as long as you're away, I belong here. Do the great things you need to do. I'll be here when you return, then on our wedding night.
That might hold true. Sweet.
This will be perfect.
Yes, it will, actually. I can just tell that it has the makings to be a perfect laboratory or laboratory.
Greatest mistake that all students make during their time here is to suppose that they can ever have an original or creative thought.
I really like that shot. And I like that one too.
You must learn, therefore, in the first place, to submit yourselves to the established laws of physical reality.
You don't intend we disregard more philosophical approaches, those which stir the imagination as well as the intellect, as in Paracelsus, for example.
Ah, Paracelsus, an arrogant and foolish Swiss.
I don't know what that is.
His nonsense was exploded 500 years ago.
Cornelius Agrippa.
We study hard science.
Yeah, but surely, Professor, the greatest possible advances lie in combining these things.
Their kind of amateur, fanatical, fantastical speculation does not heal bodies or save lives. Only science can do that.
Debatable.
I'm here to become a mere doctor. I'm told that has something to do with healing the sick, which is a pity, really, because I find sick people rather revolting. To relieve rich old ladies of their imaginary ailments and then relieve their very real and beautiful daughters.
I kind of like him a little bit. I don't know why just yet, but I kind of like him just a little bit. He's got a sense of humor, I think.
It's a life of sacrifice, I know, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah, I really like his just sense of humor.
Brain are as complicated and mysterious a set of organs as you are ever likely to encounter. Mr. Frankenstein, the incision is yours. Mr. Clerval, you may remove the cranial lid.
I wouldn't in all of that, I didn't expect him to faint.
God bless you all, my love, Victor. Yes, I've fallen in love.
I beg your pardon?
She's dark, sleek and beautiful, and always wags her tail whenever she sees me. Her name is Putsy, and she's the friendliest sheepdog that I've ever known.
Why would you name that?
We don't know where life ends or death begins. Hair continues to grow after what we choose to call death. So do fingernails. We know that a man's brain may die, but that his heart and lungs may continue.
Yeah, it's actually still kind of debated. What is death? You know, when do we actually not have any consciousness? Even after consciousness, there's still life within us. I've heard from like doctors and stuff that I've read articles and stuff. Like they don't actually know what death is death. Hopefully I'm explaining that well. I don't know if I am or not.
Combination of modern disciplines with ancient knowledge in an attempt to protect and create.
To create what?
We are on the verge of undreamt of discoveries if we only have the courage to ask the right questions. Now you must help me.
Chinese have based their medical science on the belief that the human body is a chemical engine.
Electricity is the key.
Now.
That was awesome.
Yes. How do you do?
Shut it off!
No arm is this strong!
Not any human arm.
Willie grows more precocious every day, and Father almost expires with pride at the very thought of you and your work. And I just miss you.
You love someone, they have a sick heart, wouldn't you give them a healthy one? Impossible. No, it's not impossible. We can do it. We're steps away. And if we can do that, if we can replace one part of a human being, we can replace every part. And if we can do that, we can design a life. We can create a being that will not grow old or sicken, one that will be stronger than us, better than us, one that will be more intelligent than us, more civilized than us.
In our lifetime?
No.
I don't think that you could actually do that. Yes, we can replace stuff like lungs and hearts and stuff like that, but from what I've heard and understood is that if the lung or liver or heart is foreign to the body, it's not actually yours. You didn't actually make it while you were in the womb. Your body will start to attack those organs that were actually put in the body in the first place. So that foreign lung will be attacked by your own immune system, basically. As far as I understand it. And basically, doctors, they give you like medicines that you have to take for the rest of your life in order for the body not to attack that foreign organ or that foreign thing that they put in your body.
Anti-smallpox.
Doctors kill people. I don't care what you say. You're not sticking that in me. You're not sticking that in me!
Sir? Professor? Sir?
Did he actually get... Yeah, he actually stabbed him. I couldn't tell if he actually got him stabbed or not.
It need not happen! Whatever you call it, you doctors are killers! God will punish you!
Materials were wrong. You needed auxiliary sources, resulting reanimant, malformed
and hideous to behold.
But I wonder with his death if he's gonna try to revive his I want to say master, but basically his teacher, not master, but teacher.
Stole Waldman's channels. We owe it to him to complete this work. He never wanted this. Couldn't face it. There's a difference. To let everyone on this earth have the chance of life, sustained, healthy life, to allow people who love each other to be together forever.
I don't know, guys. I go back and forth between living, for the rest of time versus only living at about 300 years, to where after 300 years, I think you'd be okay. You'd say, yeah, I've had enough of this life. Let me move on. I kind of go back and forth between those two options in my head, kind of all the time.
I can look after Father and Willie. You go to Ingolstadt. No, that's not possible. He wouldn't want me. He's probably found someone else. If he was mine, I would have gone already.
He's too busy in his work, by the way, too, to actually be interested in somebody else.
The very finest brain.
That's cool.
Assembled organs must have the appropriate nutrients and heat, and crucially, more direct power. Amniotic fluid is the chief biogenic element. The subject is injected with this. The copper acupuncture needles pierce the flesh at all key energy points. Now, after the removal of current, the dead toad should retain animation.
Yes! I really like that he's explaining each step in this process. Why would you do a frog? Why not do a rat? Because rats have the most, as far as I understand it, or most like us, or has the most, I forget what it's called. Basically, they have the same thing that is very, similar to ours. I forget what it is. It's like brain or something like that. I don't know. Forgive me, but I don't know.
This cholera! It's an epidemic!
Victor, it's me! Elizabeth!
You just arrived in time for the outbreak. This is bad.
We have to leave. It isn't safe.
No, I have to stay.
Well, let me help you.
No. That's impossible.
Why? And how?
Cannot abandon this work now. It is too important, not just for me, but believe me, for everyone.
Yes, if you succeed.
And it must come first.
Before us?
I will say that she did offer to help you, and you're turning her away.
Goodbye.
She's probably the closest one that could actually understand what you're going through. But would you stick by him, though? That is the question for you guys, is would you actually stick by him once he explained how his work actually works? Another cool shot. I do like this one of him running. What makes you who you are? Is it your experiences that shape you, or is it something else that shapes you that you could just kind of replace the brain and either put it in another body or digitize it or something like that? Something that's always kind of fascinating. Where is our personality kind of stored, and what makes us who we are as people, just as our being necessarily? Gotta say, I really like this montage and the music that goes with it.
Live! Yes!
You've created life. You just thought what if we could, not if we should. There's a line from Jurassic Park.
Tomorrow this journal and its secrets must be destroyed.
I'm surprised to hear him say that because nothing has happened yet that would indicate that to him that, or, well, I mean, he read the thing, but also he actually is using reason here instead of, no, I can teach him how to be part of society.
How could you know what you'd unleashed? Do you really believe this thing will thank you for its monstrous birth? God help your loved ones.
Oh yeah, there's a, almost forgot about that. There's a cholera outbreak, and I'm assuming that, because I've never seen cholera, but assuming that there must be a connection maybe with just your general appearance and stuff. Just like with the Black Death, there was, signs that you could actually tell whether or not somebody actually had the Black Death or not.
Come here!
He's actually very intelligent. Most adaptations I've seen, Frankenstein's, the monster's not that bright. I shouldn't say Frankenstein, but the monster's not that bright.
I feared cholera. Turned out to be pneumonia. The vulnerable, anyone who's without shelter or food, the newborn especially, will die.
Thank God.
She stayed? She stayed.
Elizabeth?
Her hair kind of reminds me of Mrs. Frankenstein from other versions.
I don't know what you're working on. And I don't want to know. But it nearly killed you.
It's over. It's finished. It should never have started. It's dead. It's dead.
In a certain manner of speaking, yes.
Right, I've got them.
Make sure the shed's properly shut.
Ooh, yeah.
How are the pigs?
Oh, they're happy. They've been fed. That's better.
Is he blind? Grandpa seems to be blind to me. Unless he just has diesel eyes.
The ground's frozen solid.
Oh, he helped them. I thought he was taking them for himself, so that he survives.
Was it the good spirit?
I believe it was.
Right. What's this one?
Friend?
Friend! Well done.
I really like that he's self-aware and he's willing to learn new things.
Look at this locket Victor gave to me. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it's lovely.
Instead of a ring, huh?
Congratulations! Money entirely expected. When?
As soon as we get home. I'm going on ahead now. The quarantine's been lifted.
So the quarantine has been lifted. So he's just gonna leave his monster here and go back to Geneva. He obviously knows that it escaped, so I wonder what his thought pattern is.
Frankenstein.
Ooh, this is the first time he's reading.
For the good spirit of the forest.
Hiding behind a blind old man.
Get away! Get away!
Blame your son for not paying his rent on time.
A man shouldn't have to hide in the shadows.
Yeah, he's blind.
Better that way for me.
I can see you with my hands. If you trust me.
Hello, Grandpa.
Oh no. Oh, I didn't think about this, but yes.
Why do you not go to them?
I am so very ugly.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Oh. You animal! You monster! No! Leave it alone!
It's all right.
Okay, that was actually... I thought it was going to be much worse than it was. What happened? What'd I miss?
No.
Now he becomes the Frankenstein that we know.
I will have revenge. Frankenstein!
That is cool. The shot before he basically before he turns around, that was cool.
Look how handsome Victor is.
Elizabeth, can I take this to show Peter?
Let him go, let him go.
This is either gonna be good or bad.
No!
Okay, so he's not totally gonna just start attacking the people that he doesn't think is responsible for his creation. He has a moral compass, basically.
It's so late!
It's so late. Did he actually do something to William? I don't think he did, but it's possible because we cut away.
I couldn't bear it if anything happened to her. She's all I've got. Please help me.
How is father?
It's hard to break.
For some reason, she gave me the Red Queen vibe. The Red Queen vibes while sitting in that chair.
We've apprehended the murderer not 5 miles from here, hiding in a barn. We found this on her.
My God, what are they doing?
They must have broken into the jail!
Storm the Bastille.
Trying to find him! I went to the lake, but it was dark! I wanted to bring him to you!
Wow, that was a cool way to film that. Even though she died, it's still a cool way to film that.
The sea of ice. I will meet you there.
So we're gonna go to that present moment in time eventually. Basically, from when the movie started, or where the movie started.
Say it's true then, Shirley. This is a matter for the police.
They wouldn't understand.
Well, neither do I.
Then just accept it.
I kind of like that. He just said that for some reason. Just accept it. I don't know why. I just liked that. Taking days to climb that. Yeah, I would imagine that hurt.
I speak and read and think, know the ways of man.
In a very short amount of time, yes.
To kill me.
No. Slowly crushed his neck.
Wow.
You gave me these emotions, but you didn't tell me how to use them. What of my soul? Do I have one? Who were these people of which I am comprised?
Materials, nothing more.
You're wrong. Not things learned so much as things remembered.
Trace memories in the brain, perhaps.
Did you ever consider the consequences of your actions?
Yeah, that's what I kind of said in the beginning.
Who am I? And you think I'm evil. There is something I want.
What is that?
Companion. A female. Someone like me, so she won't hate me.
He wants him to create another one?
Oh, God, you don't know what you're asking.
I have love in me, the likes of which you can scarcely imagine. Rage, the likes of which you would not believe. If I cannot satisfy the one, I will indulge the other.
This is a reasonable request, honestly.
Furthest reaches of the pole man has ever set foot, we would live out our life. No human eye would ever see us.
If it is possible to right this wrong,
2 wrongs don't make a right.
I will do it.
Although, I don't know what the second wrong would be, though.
We can be married and we can forget this whole business. I promise.
Promise? Promise? Oh, don't dare use that word to me. You promised to tell me who this man was. Your promises don't mean anything.
Elizabeth!
Yeah, this would be a lot easier if you just tell her what's going on, and only her. The rest don't need to know.
God forgive me.
But also, where do you find something like that? I'm gonna take it with her or leave it here.
Materials, remember? Nothing more. You will honor your promise to me!
I will not.
If you deny me my wedding night, I will be with you on yours.
I wonder why her, and I don't know who her is. After I watch it again, I will probably know who her is. Probably the lady that they hung at the, I'm just gonna call it a castle.
Don't go. Please. I'm frightened. I'm frightened. But if I tell you the truth, then I will lose you.
You'll lose me if you don't.
Yeah, but are you gonna stick to your word, though?
Will you marry me, Victor? Tomorrow. Tell me everything, but you must tell me the truth. Whatever you've done, whatever has happened, I love you.
To share the truth, the whole truth, for good or ill.
Nothing but the truth.
Till death do you part.
Killed Master William, and Justine Moritz died for it.
Justine Moritz. That's who was on table, I think. Nice shot there.
Don't worry, sir. You're well guarded.
Brother and sister, no more.
Now, husband and wife.
Lock the door.
Victor!
I'm back.
Elizabeth!
I keep my promises.
Wow, I did not expect that. He whipped out a beating heart. At least he made it quick. He's just gonna try and revive her now. I just love that shot of the red cloth or robe or whatever you want to call it. Okay, they didn't show it. I was kind of afraid that they would. Yeah. Basically, it's the same process as before. Just getting a kind of a speedy montage, but also showing that he is trying to move quickly. And Elizabeth needs to be taught those things, doesn't she, though? To read and write and stuff like that.
Say my name.
It doesn't look like that.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth!
Did not expect this decision that she would have to make. It's actually the ultimate revenge.
You're mine. Leave her alone! She's mine.
She's mine! She said my name! She remembered!
Wow. That is something. And that's a cool shot.
All that I once loved lies in a shallow grave by my hand.
So this is where we came in at.
Who are you?
That is a good question.
He never gave me a name.
Very true. I like this Dutch angle here.
Why do you weep? He was my father.
And creator.
For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. For God shall bring every work and every secret thing into judgment, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
He has a right to bear witness.
Jesus is breaking up! God is giving way!
Come with us! I am done with man.
Yes, I'm just gonna hold it and I'm gonna look at it for a minute. Okay, that is something I did not expect. Could have, given how small the ice was, but he burned his father and also killed himself in the process. Get rid of both creator and creation. So I just got done watching Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the second time, and I gotta say I really like the last 40 minutes of this movie. When they basically start out in the cave. Basically, from the cave onwards, of like the last basically 40 minutes. I love that entire. I love that entire conversation. To be honest with you, because that entire scene, honestly, just because lays out exactly what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. But he also asks stuff like, "Who am I? Who am I comprised of? Why do I have these memories and thoughts and stuff like that? Who am I? Do I have a soul? Just really profound questions that kind of all at one point, all at one point asked ourselves these types of questions, um, stuff like that. It sounds on me that we never really know the answer. We may think we have an answer. We actually know, probably not. It's that age-old question of just kind of how we got here and who we are, uh, just in human nature, and that sort of thing. Um, I do like the fact that it basically the monster has somebody else's personalities and um, is able to read and write and just has memories of said people. Um, my primary thought is it's the doctor's thoughts and feelings that he has. It also has his stuff that he's learned over the course of his life that he also knows, that the monster also knows. Um, while the other parts are just part of different people. I think the brain, mainly taken from the doctor, is what's driving his personality, I think. Now, I'm not 100% certain on that, but that's what I'm going with. I really do like that they took their time in explaining, kind of explaining how all this is possible. I found the first half of the movie to be kind of slow, and that's intentional. Really didn't start picking up being interesting until we got to basically um, Ingolstadt for me, because that's when we start to see conflict with the other uh, city folk, and questioning his professors and all that stuff. I really do enjoy that. Um, I really do like Victor Frankenstein's character a lot, or yeah, I do like Victor Frankenstein a lot. Just because we see that he is so committed to doing this in the beginning, and then once he's done it, he's actually changed his mind about it. He didn't he didn't think about his actions, what would cause his actions beforehand, but he kind of became the professor that he was following, where he was so intent on doing this that um, he didn't really stop to think of the consequences or how it would affect people. But once he actually did it, he kind of just became the professor in his line of thinking. Um, one thing to one thing that I noted was that the monster is out on the loose, and yes, he might have looked for him for a little bit, but after like a day, he kind of just gave up and said it. Kind of just said that it's Ingolstadt's problem. I'm not gonna worry about the monster that's out on the loose, um, which is very interesting, and I'm surprised that he just was like, oh well, it's somebody else's problem now. Um, that was just very, very interesting. Um, we've I've talked about the monster a little bit. I do like the fact that this Frankenstein actually seems to speak. I don't think I've seen a Frankenstein movie that has the monster speak, or at least speak in the way that that this monster does, or thinks, or basically almost coherently, pretty much, and that sort of thing. I was really surprised by that and really caught off guard by that because that's something I hadn't seen before. At least to this level and this extent of how high functioning this monster is. I don't know if Victor was planning on actually letting him have a female counterpart and just letting him live off in the woods or north, as I would say. Going north as far as north can go. But then that whole thing with William happened. And so I'm kind of wondering if William didn't die, would he have actually gone through with it? Would he have actually just made Justine the monster and they could live happily ever after? William didn't have to die, that sort of thing. But in a sense, William did actually have to die because, now that I think about it, because that's what caused Justine's death. So, in a roundabout way, Justine actually had to die and to get him his counterpart. Which was all a part of his plan. He actually seems to be thinking one step ahead of the actual Victor, of his actual creator. So yeah, I really like that. I really liked Elizabeth a lot. She seemed very knowledgeable and very understanding of his passions, what he was trying to do, and it kind of bugs me that he just didn't want to tell her what he was doing. To the point where she says, "Don't tell me what you're doing. You're going to lose me." Is very surprising, but also not surprising. Sorry, the headset was falling off my head. The reason why I say it's surprising is they've known each other for 21 years, and so I would think she would understand more than most people would, to be honest with you. So I find it a little bit not hard to believe, but I find it irritating that he just kept pushing her away and stuff like that when he could have told her the truth. I really liked how we transitioned from scene to scene too. In the editing, I noticed a lot of what I would call basically if the subject entered the frame from the left, then we would start the next frame by subject entering the right. And it was just kind of that pairing off. There was also just a lot of cut on action I've noticed too while editing. Stuff like that. So that was just kind of interesting as well to note. And I noticed this towards the end of the film. I really didn't notice it in the beginning half, but it really started to do this in like the middle to the end of the film, where the subject would exit from the left, but also another subject would enter from the right, as we would go from scene to scene later on in the film, which is something that I've noticed I really enjoyed the guy who couldn't pass anatomy. Just I really didn't like his character, and I really liked that he was just kind of the uh, comic relief, but he also helped Victor in a big way, and that's getting Elizabeth to stay. I really like that because I don't. Without him, Elizabeth would have just um, ran back to Geneva. I think that's everything I wanted to cover, guys. The most impactful part for me, like I said, was the basically the last 40 to 45 minutes of this film. Um, I really just like the way that I just really like the third act and how that all went down and stuff like that. Um, just cool way to tell the story. Um, like I said, I think the beginning's a little bit slow until we get to Ingolstadt, but um, and I overall I like the main characters, the three main characters we have um here. Just the back half of the editing's all cool, and the um just the questions that ponder or questions that make you think about what life and death, and is it something that we could actually stop from happening, at least delay it a little bit further. um we have delayed it a lot further um than what we thought we would, and that's just due to different medical practices that we now, like, we wash our hands, we sanitize things before we actually use instruments to go into people, um, and make sure that they're sanitized and ready for use again. Make sure that they're clean. So uh, we have the ability to uh, transplant organs and stuff like that, and just begs the question: could we actually, um, get to a point where we live to be about 300 or 300 years or even further, or live forever? Um, I don't think that is humanly possible to live forever, but maybe could even extend it into know people living 150, something like that. That might be possible, but not until we have uh, better technology. But anyway, guys, this is just my quick thoughts on the film. It's not a whole lot, but these are just kind of my immediate thoughts after watching it a second time. There is stuff that I missed while actually reacting to it, and that's why I always like to watch it a second time. Um, but if you guys did enjoy this reaction, do consider commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys, and thank you to you guys for actually recommending this to me. And this is one of the guys actually. So thank you for that.